Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're in the market for a new upgraded air fryer or you're just interested in this product, then please stay watching and find out exactly how this turns out as we unbox this new Ninja FlexDrawer air fryer. So we joined the air fryer crew earlier on this year, probably in March I think of this year, and we initially bought a Scoville 4.2 litre air fryer. Now I cannot explain how good this air fryer has been for us. We bought it on offer in Asda and it has been absolutely fantastic. It is probably getting to a point now that we're using it every single day and we want to use it more and more, and it does just have the one basket section. Now we would ideally like to not use our oven as much as possible, and we haven't over the last several months because we have had our air fryer, but there are some times where we would like to make a larger meal or two separate products at the same time, and of course we just don't have a double drawer set up, so that has restricted us in some respects with regards to making food. And of course, if you are watching this video and you're one of my subscribers, then thank you so much. If you aren't already, then please do consider subscribing to the channel. It is full of summer world, weight loss friendly recipes, hints, tips, and of course my most important part is my journey. And so far so good. I have lost 4 stone 1 pound in the last 6 months, and it wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have such a handy thing like an air fryer. Now, what we're going to do today is open this up from scratch. I will cut the seal, it's all sellotaped together, and I will go through each step and each sort of benefit of this air fryer. Now, we did promise ourselves all year that we would eventually upgrade to this Ninja product, and we were extremely lucky to find this as part of a Black Friday deal. Now, we did get this from Very, however, lots of other places like John Lewis and Amazon were all advertising it for a very similar, if not the same price. So we managed to save £50 by buying this when we did. The original price should have been £269 and we paid £219. So we did make a fantastic saving on this, and if it is still on offer when you're watching this video, I would highly recommend having a look if you would like a larger style of air fryer. Now let's just get on with opening up the box. So I've got my trusty knife here. Be very careful. There we go. It's always so exciting when you get a new product and you open it up for the first time. Well, it is in my opinion anyway. So yeah, let's just get the last bits of sellotape off. So I might just spin this round actually, because there's some information inside the box that might be quite handy just to speak through. So there is a QR code on the front of the sort of inside folds of the packaging here, and it is a QR code for more recipes, so I think that's really good. Lots of really nice photos of food and everything on here as well. And you can also accessorise and expand your culinary capabilities. So you can buy cooking racks, you can buy tongs, a non-stick 900 gram loaf tin, a roasting sling, and silicone mitts as well, which is really, really good. And I think for being able to personalise all of the accessories that make this such a fantastic air fryer, Ninja have really got it down to a T. I think, they're really well rehearsed with their branding, they're really well rehearsed with knowing what the consumer wants and how to make it that extra bit special. Now, of course, the Scoville air fryer that I've currently got sitting over here in the distance is fantastic, but we're now at a point, as I said, to get a larger air fryer, and it will be much more sort of convenient for myself and the rest of the family. Now, that doesn't mean that the Scoville one will be going into landfill or anything like that. I will be giving it to my gran, who will very much appreciate that as a gift. She has a very, very small air fryer at the moment that probably isn't big enough. Even though she lives on her own, I do feel that she could be benefiting from a slightly larger one, and our one has been absolutely faultless from start to finish. So I do commend Scoville with regards to creating such a fab product. So moving on to the most important part, we've got a little information leaflet in here. So I'll just have a look and let you guys know what it says. So it is a Ninja Foodi FlexDrawer 10.4 litre air fryer, and this is a quick start guide. There is also irresistible recipes and cooking charts in here as well. And what it says here is that there is a mega zone within the air fryer, so you can transform it from a mega zone to a dual zone. You can cook in one large drawer or divide it into 2 independent cooking zones. And it is in total 10.4 litres, and each section works out at 5.2 litres. Now our current air fryer is 4.2 litres, so it's over one whole size bigger per side of the air fryer compared to what we've got already, which is just fantastic. And it just advises you here, if you're wanting to cook a large batch of single food, remove the divider and use the entire cooking space like a traditional air fryer drawer like you normally would. Some information here about how to use dual zone technology, and what it says is that if you are cooking 2 foods using 2 different program functions, temperatures or cook times, you can insert the divider, program each zone and use sync to have both zones finish at the same time. Isn't that just fantastic? It just seems like what we've been dreaming about 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. You'd think it would never be possible. And what you can also do is match. So if you are cooking the same food in each zone, you can insert the divider, set zone 1, use match, and this will automatically duplicate the settings to zone 2, which is so clever. They also advise you in here how to build a tray bake meal, which I think is fantastic. So they've got some sort of options like choose a protein, choose a vegetable, choose a seasoning or marinade, and then cook. And it's very, very clear, very nicely spaced out on there, so I think it does look quite appealing. And let me just see for the next page. So there are some recipes in here as well, which is great. They've got Greek style leg of lamb with veg, they've got hunter's chicken with baby potatoes, pork belly with soya and ginger cabbage, and many, many more. To be honest, the list is endless. There's so many in here. And the final one that I'm going to choose today, just because I really like the sound of them, is raspberry and white chocolate blondies. Wow. Not Slim World friendly, but I could use my sins. So yeah, they look fantastic. I think they do look really, really good. And as I said, the instructions are all very, very well laid out. So Ninja have done well so far, so good. And you can also get more recipes and inspiration by visiting ninjatestkitchen.eu, which is handy if you want to do that. It does advise you to read all of the instructions before you use it, which of course I will. But there is some information in here at the back which is really important, and it is cooking charts. So it does advise you of amounts. So for example, if you wanted to cook 400 grams of asparagus with stems trimmed whole, you would need to put in 2 teaspoons of oil for 6 to 8 minutes on a cooking temperature of 200 degrees Celsius. If you wanted to cook something like 4 chicken breasts, which would equate to around 600 grams, you wouldn't need to prepare them at all. You would just brush them with oil and you would cook them at 200 degrees for 18 to 20 minutes. And they do advise to continuously regularly check your food and toss it to ensure desired results and even cooking, which is great. So I'm not going to read through all of it, but there is lots and lots of information there about how to choose the correct time and the correct temperature for the food that you wish to cook in your new air fryer, which is fab. It does also have dual zone technology information at the back, such as if you were wanting to choose two sort of meals, if you like. So this one here is fish cakes and balsamic roasted tomatoes. So it gives you information for both and how to make them at the same time, which is great. And there's also a little bit of information here on the dehydration process, basically, that the air fryer can do. So for example, apples, you need to remove the core, cut into 3mm slices, quite precise. You're then going to rinse them in lemon water and pat them dry. Cook them at 60 degrees for 7 to 8 hours. So that's a long time. But if you wanted to make something like that, or beef, chicken or turkey jerky, or salmon jerky, then there is a similar sort of guide for that over 5 to 7 hours as well, which is really, really cool. You wouldn't think an air fryer would be able to do all of that, but it certainly can with Ninja. And there's a little bit of space at the back for any notes, maybe any sort of recipe ideas, or anything else. So we'll pop this down, but so far so good. Looks really good, very informative, and I think, as we said, air fryers 10 years ago, we wouldn't think we'd ever be at this point with the increase in the demand for the product, but also how far these products have come on. So just before I go into this booklet here, which is the instructions booklet, which I'm not going to go into too much depth about, I will just take this opportunity just to say, if you are enjoying this content, then please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Subscribing to the channel doesn't cost you a penny. It will make me very, very happy, and it will allow me to continue to make more and more content with my Ninja air fryer and with regards to my Some World journey as well, if that takes your interest. So thank you so much. So as I said, with regards to the instructions, there are lots of different instructions in here for using it in various ways. And I'm not going to go into that too much. I think we've spoken about that really already. But some of the processes that you can use are to max crisp food. So it's best for cooking smaller quantities of food, such as frozen French fries, frozen chicken nuggets, which may need a higher temperature to ensure that they're crisp on the outside. You can of course air fry, you can roast, you can bake, you can reheat, dehydrate, and you can also use it as a proving drawer as well, to create an environment for the dough to rise and then rest. And again, we've spoken about our zones, so we've got 2 zones, or we can have the mega zone, which is in between, in for both drawers. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so let's have a look inside the box. I'm so excited, really, really excited. I never thought I would get to the age where an air fryer makes me so excited, but we're at that stage today, so thank you for your understanding. Okay, so lots of packaging. So again, all recyclable, which is good. And now bear with me while I lift this out. It's quite heavy. I think the box said it was around 12 kilograms in weight, the full box including packaging, which is pretty heavy. Sorry for the noise, I'm just going to pull this out. Extra packaging again. So let's see the best way to get this out, because it's quite loud, quite noisy, so I do apologise, and hopefully I can do this without too much hassle, but it's pretty difficult to get out here on your own. There we go. Okay, right, so let's get rid of the big box. And it is a big box, it's actually pretty heavy on its own. There we go. So, wow, it's very nicely packaged up. It's covered in sort of like the cellophane that you can really enjoy peeling off. But what I will do is I'll just lift this up quite quickly for you and just show you what it looks like. So a really nicely aesthetically designed machine. I think that looks really good. Heavy, but for the size of it, it's not too bad at all. I'm hoping you guys can see this okay. But there is a little sort of turning sort of device at the front there, so I will have a bit of a closer look at that in a second. So just going to peel all of this packaging off. I think so far this is probably the only thing that's not recyclable. Everything else is either paper or recycled cardboard, which is really, really good. And it does show that Ninja have thought about, you know, their sustainability, which is great. Now it is just the normal standard 13 amp plug, which we have in the UK, so nothing fancy, easily plug it into you know, your wall, or if you have an extension cable or whatever it is that you've got in your kitchen. Now we've got this part that goes over the front, so I'll just take this off. And let's see, so use the handles on the side when opening drawer. Place drawer on a heat resistant surface, so that's just to ensure that you don't damage your worktop surface. But yeah, so let's just see if we can get this out. I'm hoping I can. Oh dear. Oh, I see, there's sticky stuff over it, that's why I can't open it. If I had brains, I'd be dangerous. Right, so that is incredibly well stuck down, so much so it's the stickiest tape I have touched for a long time. I'm hoping I've not got sticky stuff over my hands. So, as I was saying, so let's just see about the movement of this drawer. So again, this is what the drawer looks like. So this is our full drawer, and it is in 2 compartments. So I will just tip this up, hopefully nothing falls out untoward. So that's what it looks like inside. So really spacious, really easy to clean, and feels exceptional quality, to be honest. I wouldn't say that it feels any better quality than the Scoville one that we have had over the last sort of several months or so. Feels heavier, but there is more of it, so I wouldn't say that that's a bad thing. And this is just cardboard packaging, so again, all recyclable and covered in paper, which is good. And we have got our divider. So this is a divider that makes it either 2 zones, or you take it out, and of course that leaves us with the mega zone. And again, I'll show you it without the divider in the middle, and it is a really, really substantial space, isn't it, for cooking food? I mean, it's probably bigger than what we will ever need as a family for making something like chips or roast potatoes or anything like that. But for making something like a roast chicken, or you know, a roast beef or something like that, or even like a, you know, a large amount of food for meal prepping, especially with regards to my weight loss journey, will be really, really handy. To be honest, I think our oven is going to be pretty much redundant at this point. We have only used it a handful of times since March of this year, and that is no word of a lie. The only time we have ever put the oven on is if something definitely needs to be oven cooked, or we physically cannot cook it in the air fryer, which I'm hoping will no longer be the case. So let's see, is this easy to remove? Very much so. So this is one side of the grill, and the other one, yep, just pops out. So there are sort of rubber sort of pads, if you like, on the edges of everything, which means that nothing's going to get scraped or damaged, and it also means that the rubber helps keep everything really tightly sort of packed in there, so it's not going to move around when things are cooking. So I'll pop the little grill pans down at the side, and again I will show you what the air fryer looks like inside without anything in it. And again, as we said, a huge space for cooking food, and really, really impressive. I'm so excited to use this. So yeah, what we'll do is I'll leave the drawer out just so the machine itself isn't as heavy to lift up, but we do have multiple sort of functions on the front. So we've got an on-off button, of course, we've got our start-stop button, we have sync, which we spoke about earlier, we've got match, again spoke about earlier, and we also have a little sort of turner on the front. That means you can change the settings from max crisp, air fryer, roast, bake, reheat, dehydrate, or prove. And again, there's arrow functions on the top of the display where you can increase the temperature, of course, just like any other air fryer. So I will just lift this up because it is a little bit lighter now. It's still pretty heavy, don't get me wrong, but it might be a little bit easier for you guys to see. So I'm just gonna hold this up and hope that you can get a good view of where things are at. So I'm hoping you can see that okay. I may just move it down very slightly. Hopefully you can see it all. So looks like a fantastic machine to me. I'm really excited, as I said, to make some summer world and family friendly recipes and show you at home how they all turn out. So yeah, I think a fantastic bargain. We saved ourselves £50. We didn't plan to buy this as soon as what we did, but we have considered it for many months, and I'm very fortunate that we were able to get a fantastic saving as part of the Black Friday deals. We don't normally manage to get anything as part of the Black Friday deals. It's not something we actively participate in, but we were in the market for a larger air fryer and we did see this up online. As I said, it was on the very website. I'm not sure if that still is the case at the moment with regards to pricing, but it is the most up-to-date and current version of the Ninja air fryer brand and sort of model range. So if you are interested, please take a wee look. I will post more and more recipes as time goes on, so please remember to keep an eye out for those as we move forward. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope this has been useful. I'm really excited about using this, and I cannot wait to taste the delicious food that this lovely machine in front of me will help me make. And of course, keep me on track regards my slim world journey. So thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll catch you on the next video. Hopefully this will feature very much so in there. Thanks.